I want to thank you all for coming and sharing with me and today, which is the debut release for Mogul. Wow, this journey in writing this book has been tremendous, amazing. For those of y'all who read Hiding Hip Hop, you read the reviews, you read the comments, you read the blogs, the people who may have been mentioned and not mentioned, and we may not name names tonight. That was a joke. So, Kevin, but I'm very excited about the debut of Mogul because this book has been, wow, the journey of writing this book. And for those of y'all who don't know too much about the publishing industry, it's very much like having a record deal. And meaning that, one day you can be here and your label can decide to drop you because you're not the next hot thing. So when I wrote Mogul, I had an agent, and this one I had right after Hiding Hip Hop was published. And I had done 2 other books prior to that were nonfiction. So Mogul is a fiction piece of work. So it is very difficult to transition as a writer from nonfiction to fiction. It is a very difficult transition. So my agent at the time said, nope, I don't want to read it. And I was like, no, you understand, I love this book, you're going to love it, just read the first chapter. She was like, nope, I don't want to read it. She said, I think you should stick with nonfiction. And I was like, I was begging my agent literally just to read the first chapter. And she was like, well, I don't think your voice is strong enough to write fiction. I think you should stick with nonfiction. So I prayed. Then I dropped my agent. And I approached my publisher on my own that did Hiding Hip Hop, and I said, would you please read it? And my editor, she said, I can't make any promises. She said, I'll take a look at it. And this was like around Christmas time. She read it, she was like, I'm not really sure. And I was like, well, read it again. I was like, it's the holidays, She said, well, I'm gonna have her assistant, which is my editor, Todd, read it. And Todd read it, and he was like, I love this book. He was like, I gotta have it. So that goes to show you that sometimes your agent can be wrong. And when they tell you no, and then of course prayer, with God, all things are possible, because I didn't realize I didn't need that agent. Yeah, it's very unconventional to do something like that. So it's truly a blessing to have God on your side. So this is a story, I guess, that needs to be told because DJ Mr. C came out. Well, he didn't come out. Well, he did come out. Okay. So.
What does that mean?
So I felt like this had to be the appropriate time because the situation with DJ Mr. C, then rapper Lil B announced that he was going to announce his upcoming album, I'm Gay, and he's a heterosexual rapper. Then Don Lemon came out. So there was all this conversation and all this chatter around men who were coming out, but also the LGBT issue within the black community. So I was like, wow, this is all I couldn't have written a better book. Like all these people are we're not actual characters, but
yeah.
Okay. So I haven't decided what you guys would like. What would you guys be interested in hearing? Because
BAT
he's read the book, that's why. Because I understand that books. The entertainment industry, for those of y'all who know, is about sex, more sex, and lots of sex, which you would have read in Hiding Hip Hop. But the entertainment industry revolves around drugs, murder, as you all know, and lots of deception, manipulation. And so thus, i.e., we have Mogul. And it's a story of a young man, his name is Aaron, Big A.T. Trimble. He's from Brooklyn, New York. And he really, really wants to be in the entertainment industry because he's an aspiring producer. And he gets the opportunity of a lifetime when he is invited to Larry Pop Singleton's home in New Jersey. And Pop in the book, I liken him to the Black Clive Davis of the music industry. So you can think about who may be likened to the Black Clive Davis music industry. And while he's there, Big AT is made a proposition, which is, I can make you and give you an empire and help you build this empire and make you the biggest thing in New York, or you can go back to your humble beginnings in Brooklyn and keep struggling. And Big AT has a choice to make. And throughout the book, he already identifies with who he is sexually, with his sexual identity. But because now he's a part of the family, which I call them in the group in the book, of men who will not allow him to come out. So they orchestrate his whole career, from getting a wife, getting a girlfriend that he has to get. He has to find a record label. He has to sign an artist. He has to do all these things based on what these people who are shaped around him, helping to manipulate his career and making him powerful. Thus, he's still struggling because he's like, I really just want to tell this woman that I'm laying with and deceiving the truth. And they keep telling him, but you can't, because if you tell her the truth, then you jeopardize all of us. So that's what he deals with. But then, of course, what happens when you lie and manipulate, something drastic happens. Some illicit, explicit photos of him land in the hands of his girlfriend and at a national news program. So now he is confronted. Either I have to come out, or I can keep hiding and confront and tell his girlfriend is Jasmine everything. So he's dealing with all of that.